On this episode of Heartbroke, this married couple wants to go back to school and buy a house this year, all while raising 2 small boys.
Our second son, Boaz, was born just 1 month ago.
We discover some uncomfortable truths.
So we have some savings. I just want him to stop spending the money.
Do you feel that he's capable of handling it?
I am not comfortable right now.
There's other issues with trust.
I would lie about spending the money, so then it was an honesty thing.
This is a show about love, money, and the difficult stuff that happens in between. We're giving couples a financial game plan to solve their challenges. But will they be able to make things work after 6 weeks? Or will the trial prove too testing?
I'm Shanelle, and I'm a program manager at Charles Drew University.
I'm Brian. I'm a local pastor.
How long have we been married?
We've been married 5 years. We have 2 beautiful boys, Brian the second, and Boaz was born just 1 month ago.
Woo! Can I just get a nap? I've been named Coupon Connie, and Brian just loves to spend the money. Stop spending money!
I'm trying. I'm an on-site property manager for the building where we reside, so our rent and utilities are covered. We don't have those expenses. On top of that, I have a salary of $35,000.
And I make $75,000, so combined we make about $110,000. Our monthly expenses right now are
Oh, I don't know. Yes, honey, if you would.
about $1,500. So we have some savings, and we feel really good about that. I just want him to stop spending the money.
This is true.
So who manages the finances in the family? Who takes the lead?
Oh, take the lead, that would be Shanelle. Definitely takes the lead on managing the finances.
Are you a saver, spender?
I am absolutely the saver.
Okay.
Do you save?
No,
What do you like to spend your money on?
peace and convenience.
Food.
Well, definitely
Sure.
food. Sometimes we just accept it and grunt and move on, and other times we will butt heads about it.
And how about your goals?
Well, we both definitely plan on going back to school.
What do you see yourself doing?
I currently have my master's in public health, so I do definitely want to go back and become a doctor.
I would like to get my doctorate in education. I did teach for a short while in South LA. It's really just been on my heart to open a boarding school for young men.
What were your finances like growing up?
You know, I grew up hardworking parents, and it was always, you grow up, you go to school, you get loans, right? And then what happens? Like, we just kind of work for the rest of our lives until we retire. I want our sons to not have to go into school with any debt.
I think it's important to know that about you as we plan for how you're going to fund your PhDs and the
Right.
additional school. I do want to talk with you specifically about the goals.
So our plan is to get our home first, and then we'll matriculate into schooling.
And so when it comes to Brian, I know when you asked about the savings and you teased him a bit, do you feel like you have to kind of talk to him about the way he manages the money or the food spending?
Sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating because he'll just see a surplus of money and he's just like, well, I'm gonna get avocado. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I get it. It's only an extra $2, but that adds up over, a long period of time, and you're just frivolous with your spending.
If he had to, say, take a bigger role in the finances, do you feel that he's capable of handling it?
I am not comfortable right now, but I do think he's definitely capable. And I know sometimes he's like, why can't I get avocado? But it can be a little frustrating sometimes, right? Every piece of our money is like a part of a pie, and it has a purpose. I don't want you to feel like I'm always nagging you. So it can be frustrating when he doesn't really care, right? He doesn't really care about what the money is for.
Avocado on the sandwich. Why do you think that things like that bother her so deeply?
I think she feels that there are deeper implications to financial indiscretion. I would lie about spending the money, so then it was an honesty thing, and that's very big with her. And she's like, well, why did you lie? And if you could lie about spending money, then could you be lying about any other type of discretion? I just was hungry. Like that is the full extent of why I didn't tell you.
Do you feel like sometimes you deserve it?
If I had a really bad day at work, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna get a meal that I enjoy. And sometimes I'll even tell them before, I'm spending this money right now. I'm not asking permission. You're gonna feel some type of way, and we'll move past that. We won't be seeking divorce lawyers over this. We'll be fine.
I want to do something a little bit different. What I think would be great is maybe if weekly you guys have a bit of a money date, get these goals in order, and then maybe check in to see if bills have been paid this month, how much is going to savings. I think that could be helpful, just providing some transparency so you don't feel like you're doing all the work and you feel like you get to be included and be a part of that day-to-day process. Trust is something that is so important to address in a relationship. Personally, for me, my husband and I have a joint account, and then we have 2 individual accounts where we can do the things we want to do. If you would consider having a small account that's really just yours and just his, where you could spend it any way you want to, it might eliminate some of the fights. So how do you think $100 each week, $50 for you, $50 for him, how do you think that'll impact long-term the financial goals?
I mean, I actually think that's pretty reasonable.
And also you can get that extra scoop of guacamole if you really feel like that's gonna make you work harder and be a better dad and a better husband. Okay. I think when I come back, listings or maybe just some ideas of that ideal starter home. And then maybe with college, what those actual numbers and costs look like. And we can actually build that into the plan so we can figure out when this can happen and really start to execute those goals.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I am feeling good about today. I don't know if he talked Missy into getting this separate account. I feel like he did, but I think it will be good for us.
I do have a concern. Are my habits too hard to break? It has so many more implications than just disappointment. This is really our economics and our future and legacy. So I'm concerned about it. Things are going well. Well, I know I've been working on the assignments that Misty has given us, the $50 a week that we agreed to. I at least felt free enough to use it without it being scrutinized because it was mine to spend however I wanted to.
How have things been going for you guys over the past couple months?
Very well.
I have not been as hard on him about spending money because in my mind, I have put that money aside in the account for us to be able to spend the way we would like to spend it.
So you have some big goals that we talked about.
Yes.
We talked about education for both of you, buying a home. So how are you feeling as far as those goals are concerned? And has it changed at all with the priorities for those?
We're going to purchase our home this year.
The top priority is still the home, and you were thinking, trying to find something around the 600,000 range. Is that still accurate?
Yes.
Okay. Is staying here an option that you've thought about through school?
Right here?
Oh.
No. No.
Okay. Why not?
From a financial standpoint, this makes all the sense.
That's why I'm asking.
All this, I understand.
Because right now your expenses were like $18,000 a year with $110,000 worth of income coming in. So I built some things in here that I'd love to show you. So I want to start first with your situation right now, which, like I said before, is very unique. This light blue represents the money that you have coming in. This is your, the $110,000 income. And this red line here represents all of your expenses. And so you're in this situation where you are living well below your means right now. So the first thing you said to me, though, is that you want to buy a house. You said that's priority number 1. So if we take all of the savings that you have and put it in a down payment, and you put in a $632,000 mortgage this year, basically a lot of your expenses are going to change. You're going to have to start to pay the utilities. So I lifted up your expenses to be about $4,000 a month. If I just go here to the next 5 years, you have no wiggle room. It's very hard to save money. Everything that's kind of coming in is going to be going out. You're not pursuing either of your educations, and that's going to feel really hard. And it might be frustrating because you're going to have these goals and things that you want to do, and you're kind of going to be stuck as far as needing to, to be in this house. This could be where couples break. It's just really hard. So this scenario isn't necessarily going to work. Something would have to change here.
Right.
So the reason why I was talking about staying here for an example, is if you wanted to go to school, then you get that doctor's salary. Now that's about $200,000 a year. So that's going to change things really dramatically. Here, if you decided to say, buy a home in 2027, it'll have a lot different impact on how things go. You know, you'll have over $100,000 saved up, so you could make a down payment on a home. And so this feels to me a lot more comfortable than a house in 2022. So that means in 2040, your total salary and bonus is $362. Your expenses are about $186. Now, to me, that's a lot of flexibility.
That's a lot.
With what somebody could do, or the kids, like, yeah, they could go to whatever school they want.
Right.
Because right now, I can't figure out how to make it work, and I tried. I'm trying.
I believe you.
Yeah. I know this is a lot of information and a lot of numbers, but how does it feel when we look at it in this way?
Immediate reaction, like, wow, we were really off base here. This is wild. Like another 5 years to do what we thought we wanted to accomplish, you know, before the year's end.
To me, it's just reality. It doesn't make sense that we're gonna be able to do all of these things at one time.
This is very logical. It makes sense. But it's like telling somebody who rounded third, you're back at first.
Don't feel like it's never gonna happen. It's just when.
Right.
It's just timing.
Just a few more years. I think staying here in the apartment with him being a property manager while we pursue our education is a great option. And then we can do what we want to do if we do what we have to do right now.
It's better to have this information up front, and then we just adjust different ways to navigate it.
This is life-changing type of wealth that you have the opportunity to build if you do the right things in the next few years.
We are okay with waiting a little longer for the house. It's not a no, it's just wait.
Our relationship has actually improved in this process because something I desired more in the relationship was more autonomy and more freedom as far as our budget was concerned.
And more avocados.
And more avocados, right. And I've also been able to do things without fear of thinking that I've done something wrong.
And I'm not scrutinizing every purchase he makes or for myself outside of what we need for the family. So it feels good.